guys, welcome back to another episode of the Color Plane podcast. Today, it's me again, Jack. I'll be running you through this one today. And today's episode is what got you here won't get you there. Now, what do I mean by that? Essentially, it's what got you to where you are today. So the actions, the philosophies, the ideas, all that work won't necessarily get you to maybe where you want to go in the future. It's a pretty common idea in the world of business, and something that we here at Color Plane have definitely learnt the hard way this year and have really had to work through at different stages. So today I'm going to break down 3 phases that we have experienced here at Color Plane this year from more of a sales and customer standpoint to really hit this idea home to you guys. And so I'm going to start with basically where you start when you first open a business, you're looking to sell a product or service. Where do you go? Usually that is your immediate connections, which is the first phase I'm going to coin. And that is essentially your family, it's your friends, it's the people closest to you who care about you the most, people you have current relationships with and are in your circle, if you will. So this is usually where people start. This is where we started. We use all of our networks, all of our relationships to the best of our abilities to get our products in their hands and, I suppose, get feedback and test it. And that is really where you begin as a business. The downsides to that, I suppose, is you're in a very small market. You're only touching, who you can reach, and the market feedback that you're getting, or the feedback on your product or your service, it's probably pretty biased because it's coming from people that know you really well and might love you, and so they might not tell you exactly how good your product is or if there's certain problems with it, etc. So if everything goes well, let's say everything goes well, your family love it, your friends love it, it takes you to this second phase, which I've called shaking hands and building your networks. Essentially, this is you've used up all of your close circle, all of your friends, they're all wearing it, and now who's next? So for us at Color Plane, that was, let's just get active, go to as many industry events as we can, let's start a podcast, let's bring on people who are in the industry that might be friends of friends or people we know through someone. It might be sending an Instagram DM to a business, might be catching up with your dad's friend who happened to be in the industry. Basically just exploring every single loose lead that you can that might be of value to you. So early days, Jess and I did this by attending lots of different pop-up stores for brands. We would basically just get everywhere and anywhere that we could, shake as many hands as we could, and that's how, I suppose, the next 3 to 6 months of our business played out, and where most of the, our orders came from here at Color Plane. The great thing with that is you get to expand your networks. It's a great thing to do, to have to walk into a room, meet new people, make conversation, shake hands. I would highly recommend it. I think it's an amazing phase. It's a really exciting phase of the business. You're also going to attract bigger customers, generally speaking, unless you happen to be lucky and have a family friend that is your biggest customer from day one. It's very rare though. And you're also going to have a lot of different new opportunities arise through some of these hands that you shake. That can also be tricky though, because you're going to have a lot of what are seen as opportunities arise in this time, and it can be very hard to stay clear to maybe your initial vision when you started out. You're going to have things thrown at you. People are going to make requests. People come to us, can we do this product? Can we do this color? Can we do that? It might be, beyond our means or maybe how we envision the brand, but it can be enticing because there's a level of you need the business as well. So it's also a very difficult time. It requires a lot more energy, a lot more time. You're having to go out physically to a lot of these events, have the conversation, speak to people, shake the hands yourself. For Jess and I, there was only 2 of us, so that's 4 hands. You guys do the math. There's not many hands that can be shaken by 4 hands at a single event. So Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of positives in that phase. A lot of work you have to go out and do yourself. Be really proactive. Really put yourself out there. It's also going to give you way better feedback to if your product or service is actually good and if there is a fit in the market that you are looking at. This takes us to phase number 3, which is scale. So for some context, it feels like starting to enter this stage here at Colorplane. We, have shaken a lot of hands, tried to build out our networks as best as possible these last 6 months, and now it feels like we're getting to a stage where, scale is maybe achievable. So we're really trying to implement, certain things to help us get there. The main one being, lots of different marketing strategies around online marketing, as well as physical marketing, and social media being the number one for us here at Colorplane. We're really investing in different things like TikTok. Jesse's been going super hard on that. The website, upcoming campaigns, photo shoots. We're really trying to mesh our identity as a brand all into the one to make it really cohesive and really strong moving forward, so that essentially anyone in the world can see what we do from afar without us knowing them personally and say, wow, that's cool, or their product looks really good, their service seems to be really good, and now we have customers from all over the world that we don't even know personally. So that's where scale is really, really achieved. We've been working a lot behind the scenes to make this happen. Probably the last 3-4 months. It's been painful. It has its ups and downs, requires a lot of money, a lot of time, energy, uncertainty. But we do feel like as a team we are getting closer. So it's important, if you guys are going through a similar type of phase, have some patience. It's going to take some time. You have to break old habits, build new ones, probably bring in new practices, systems, really change your way of thinking. And that's a hard thing to do. So that's something you're going to have to do. Back to the title, what got you here isn't necessarily going to get you there. And it definitely feels like that for us right now at Colorplane. So yeah, this, ultimately by achieving scale, it's going to open you up to much bigger audience, which is what you want. You're going to have strategies, systems that are working for you rather than having to be somewhere physically or, on the phone yourself. It's a completely different ball game, something that a lot of businesses aspire to, and we are definitely working our backsides off to get there, hopefully soon. But yeah, we are definitely still, in that middle period between shaking hands and trying to get to a level of scale. Also just takes time. Like we've had to see what works, test new things, get feedback from the market. We've had to build out our inventory far more, systems on the back end to make sure that if we are actually getting these eyeballs, if we are attracting people from different countries, bigger customers, can we actually capitalize on it? Because a lot of the times, if you had a customer like that come across your lap early days, you just have to send them away because it's just not feasible for where you're at in the business. So something to think about as well. Like when you're at each stage, say you are at the family and friends stage, it's probably not worth trying to target, a massive customer that if they did want to buy from you, I'm speaking more in wholesale terms here, if they did want to buy from you, you can't even fulfill it. So thinking about what phase you're in might help you to make other decisions in terms of money, time, etc. But for us, that's definitely been a big, learning and growing pain the last 3-4 months is trying to build out this scale. And so yeah, I just really want to make that message clear that what gets you to where you are today won't necessarily get you to where you want to go in the future. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day.